Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to today's inspiration. Hello, Angela, with your beautiful heart there. Hello. So wonderful to see you, and I hope you're excited and ready and excited to talk about. The hearts are going already. Oh, you guys, they just warmed my heart. Ready to talk about anxiety about your health. Over anxiety about your health. And if you are human, which if somebody isn't, let me know. My recent ongoing joke, I hope you guys think it's funny. I do. Which when there's nobody responding except the hearts, I get to make myself laugh. Okay, so as a human, it's normal for one point in your life to have anxiety about your health. So what's today's intention? Today's intention is very specific. Just like talking about dealing with loss, where I went out on a limb and said, okay guys, this is not for us to bring each other down. It's to amplify our life's experience. It's for us to get insight about how to use what's going on in our physical, and specifically on our health, on our bodies, to help understand our life journey. So a very specific intention. So who's ready and excited for that intention? Hello to you, Jen and Valerie. Hello to you as well. Who is ready for that specific intention? I see the hearts going. Specifically for us to use our bodies and to use our health as a medium to understand our life's journey, because what's not more powerful than what we are living and breathing and using in the physical to understand our spiritual journeys, but only if we invite it and we allow it. So only when we invite it and allow it. And today, collectively, let's create the intention to invite a higher level of awareness of what our physical journey is telling us about our emotional, our mental, and our egoic, and ultimately alignment. So I'll start, because I called it overcoming anxiety about our body. So how many of us have experienced having anxiety about your health or about your body? And I'll offer, which those of you who know me, which as you entered, it seems like the majority, anxiety is a fear that we don't recognize. And Angela has her hands way up in the air. Fantastic. So anxiety is a fear that we don't acknowledge. So now that we know that we're anxious about our health, anxious about our bodies, who's ready to understand what that fear is? So great, we know it's anxiety. Anxiety is a fear that we don't want to name. We don't want to, we can't, whatever you label you want to put in there. Let's look for what that fear of it. Ashley, lots of it over here. Fantastic. Okay, fantastic. So anxiety is a good name. There's also a lot of other names for it. Anxiety is fear. Okay, let's talk about the fears. What is it that you fear? I'm going to list some and you guys come up with yours. Love the hearts. Okay, fear of freedom. Fear of not being in control, fear of being less than. I just said the three. You all know the three: worthiness, freedom, and happiness. Angela, yes, mortality. Alexa Klee, trapped my fragile human body and ultimately death. And yeah, not being in control of all that. Fantastic. Alexa Klee, this is fantastic because you went straight to the root of it all. If we're trapped in our fragile human body, one of the things that I knew that I wanted to get the point, and I was curious about how and when, and Alexa Klee, you came to it straight from the beginning, is the first point I wanted us to do is when there's anxiety about something, anxious about something, fear of something, it indicates that we see ourselves of something less than whole. And Alexa, you said my fragile human body. But what if, and I invite the if and the offer, and I invite the reaction, the resistance, or the acceptance to my next words. Everything I say isn't to just be appreciated appreciated, sure, but isn't supposed to be accepted without you really truly believing it. And then we'll move from believing it to feeling it. So from knowing, trusting, believing, feeling, and then living it. The four bodies. We're going to go from the egoic. We don't need to go in this order, but the egoic body is about knowing. But when I say no, it's not an intellectual no. It's just knowing, trusting. To the mental body, which is believing, and the intellectual knowing, the emotional body to feeling, and then living it. So one of the first things that I really wanted everybody to walk away with from today is knowing we are all whole. We're whole. Doesn't matter what's going on physically, we are still whole, and we have these very strong, capable bodies, regardless of what our physical experience is. Now, who's willing to join me in that intellectually? If you have resistance to it, okay. That's not what I'm asking. That will be my next question. But the first question is, who's willing to say, I would like to calibrate to being whole? Sporty Jen's with me. Physical bodies without limitations. Physical bodies without limitations. Andrea says always yes, and she said, good morning, everyone, and beautiful Manal. Thank you, Andrea. Sandy said, fear of the unknown. We're going to come back. We're going to come back to these fears, but we have to see all these fears, but I want to talk about this element, and then we'll come back to the fears. So who's willing to accept that they are whole? Who is willing to accept that we have picked up conditioning that makes us believe we are less than whole, that we're weak, that we're needy, that we need, that we aren't capable? In different aspects of our life, including our physical. Not sporty enough, not this enough, not Sporty Jen, not sporty enough. Maybe Sporty Jen is, but the rest of us are not. So who wants to say, hey, Alexa Klee, you picked it up 100% fantastic. We all have at one point or another, or at one aspect of another. So that was the first thing I wanted us all to calibrate. Who's willing to say no more? I recognize there's resistance, and I know that we're not just gonna pick it up and flip it, but we start with intellectually accepting a new status quo. A new status quo. Ashley, hello, and Sporty Jen, these days not so much about her sporty. You know what? Once it's in sporty in your heart, it's sporty all the time, Sporty Jen. So you've got that sporty, and I always laugh when I call you Sporty Jen, and now it just comes out. Mo says yes, Mo. And Ren, hello to you. Roberto says yes. And Gary, I don't know if I'll be able to say it. Gary's making me laugh already. Abso-freaking-lutely. I think I got it out properly. Abso-freaking-lutely. We are whole. We are whole. We are whole. Alexa Klee, we're all on the freight train. Fantastic. We are all on this freight train. Steve says morn. He just says morn. Morning, says Steve. Hello, and Rachel, whew, made it. Rachel made it too. Okay, fantastic. So we all, Rachel, did you hear that we are all collectively, and if anybody wants to negate it, I'm happy to discuss it. And I'm not asking anybody to accept something they don't truly believe. That's never my intention. And I know you might not be feeling it yet. By the end of today, we will all be just dancing it and singing it. And I'm not sure if the karaoke mic will come out, but we will see. Oh, there we go. It's already coming out. Okay, so we are whole. We are whole. If anybody wants to say, well, no, I'm a human. I'm weak. Let's talk about it. But the first premise is we are whole, and we've been conditioned to see ourselves as weak. And we're going to not play that game anymore. We're not going to play that game anymore, okay? I'm assuming that everybody's accepting that. Okay, back to you, Alexa Klee. Trapped in I am whole, says Rachel. Roberto, I think it will be really difficult. Roberto, stick with me and we will make that shift together. We will make the shift. Roberto, we will make the shift. I feel like I'm on my game today, which means I've got clarity. We're all singing. Everybody's come to play. We will shift. We will shift. We will shift. I feel the energy in the room. Do you guys feel the energy in the room? We will shift. Okay, back to you, beautiful Alexa Klee. Okay, trapped in my whole body. My whole body. My whole body. Does it already feel wrong to say my fragile human body? It's like, what are we talking about? We are strong, we are beautiful, we are whole, we are powerful. We are aligned with this internal power that makes us so powerful. And ultimately death. Yes, we will all die. I think I said it on one of these live streams. I'm not going to teach you how to not die, and I can't teach you how to choose when birth will come. Life and death are the two constants in life. So yes, so we can do two things. We can resist it or we can accept it. And when we accept that, we accept not being in control. So Alexa Klee, you got to the nuts and bolts of today, is that if we can acknowledge that our fear of health is our fear of death and lack of control, and recognize, oh, that's just a human experience. And the more I resist and resist and resist and resist a normal part of human experience, I lose my opportunity to live freely. Guys, I can stop them, drop the bike, and we're done. We're done. We finished today. We finished. Gary, I can't fix you because there's nothing to fix. You are whole. You are powerful. You are fun. You are funny. You came on here and you made me laugh. Made me laugh. You are funny. Lynn, funny that you said trapped. I was aware of that feeling just now. Okay, Lynn, I didn't even know I said, well, we're trapped in these bodies or trapped in this world. How did I say trapped? Tell me how we said trapped. But yeah, we're here. We're here. We are here. We are born. We had no choice. You might think you had choice in going in and whatever, but we don't know when we're being born, and we will die. And we don't know when we'll die or anybody else will die. Yeah, we're trapped in our bodies. And I used to call my body a vessel, and I used to call my body a lot of things that weren't very honorary of it. And now I just realize that I'm thankful for this. Thankful for this, because then I know that there's something bigger in our bodies. I know, but that's what I believe, but I'm not trying to make anybody believe what I believe, but there's a powerhouse in here. There's a spirit, there is a soul, there's a something perpetual, there's something infinite, and this is the body that gets to house it. This is the body during this journey that gets to be part of it and play it and represent my person. How lucky of me to have this body and to have this opportunity and to be gelled with such power within me. Can you feel the beauty and the strength of that? Okay, Ren, we are trapped in suffering created by our own minds. And Ren, what I'm going to offer is yes, or this is part of the human journey, and together we're going to detangle and we're going to recognize that we're actually free, and everything that we considered that wasn't free was an illusion, if you all like that word. The truth is of our power. The truth is of our freedom. The truth is of the joy and the celebration of this human experience. The truth is that we and everything is possible, but the truth is we're also physical and we have physical limitations, and our health, I'll come back to the subject. Our health is a conduit for us to see that yin and yang, the unlimited power with the physicality and the physical journey, and to remind us that this physical journey is teaching us how to unleash and access this power. And depending on what your lesson is, you may or may not have more physical experiences, health experiences, to help you access that power. How does that feel? Am I connecting? Are you connected? Talk to me. Everybody talk to me. Talk to me. Does that feel good? Do we start to feel empowered? Are we starting to recognize that, oh, this is really interesting? This is really interesting when I start to shift it and look at it in a different way. Rachel, and I know I have to read those different fears, but I want us to get aligned because this is a big alignment. Rachel, I use the language contained more than trapped. Yes, contained. I didn't even realize I used the word trapped. If I was writing this down and I saw the word trapped, I would edit it out. So it's very interesting. Like Lynn said, funny that you said trapped. Funny that you said trapped. So what are you saying there? There is a Freudian in there, Manal. Because if I wouldn't let myself say trapped, but I said it. I said it. So there's a Freudian. There is this great power. And sometimes I do feel trapped and limited from my physical, because I know that everything is possible. But yes, it's more contained, dancing, partnering. There's a lot of really nicer words that I could have used, but it's interesting. Like Lynn said, funny, and I didn't mean to be funny, that I said trapped. Sometimes I feel trapped. I'll say it. Sometimes I think trapped. I think trapped can be more fearful, but I get it. Yes, it was not my intention to say trapped, and it's really interesting. It's really interesting, really. So what does it say about me that I said trapped? It feels like I want more. There's things that I want that's within me, but my physical experience is keeping me from it. And sometimes I feel like that. Sometimes I know we can do anything. I know as humans we can do anything. And sometimes I feel like I'm limited by the physicality. So it's true to the way I approach and see life. And sometimes I want something. And the irony is that I'm still not there, but I know I'm building. So yes, it's really, really, really interesting. Lynn, say which again? Oh my goodness, you guys. Say that again. The fact that I said trapped is really, really indicative of the Manal that has these ambitions and knows that everything is unlimited and everything is possible, but the physical journey sometimes slows it down. Look at that perception, slows it down. So this is me fighting against life rather than allowing and accepting. And what was it that I said? I think it was on Monday or Tuesday with this week's inspiration. I talked to you guys about building a city. If I wanted to build a city, even though I decided today to build the city, I couldn't build it in a day. Even if I had every resource, no way I could build a city in a day. So there is a time aspect that comes to anything. So the fact that I said trapped is there's a misalignment towards my desires and my fuel and the physical experience. And that's not necessarily good, because we want to get into allowing, but it's part of my personality. Okay, Lynn, you got me. You did get me. Okay. Roberto, tough times makes us stronger and we can learn from everything in that way. Fantastic. And Roberto, I might even want to ask and offer, instead of them tough times, they're just times. They're times, experiences, life. I'm going to replace that with life. Where did it go? Life makes us stronger and we can learn from everything in every way. Part of the thing that I want to do for all of us, it's not bad, it's not good, it just is. So even the fact that that word trapped, that's not an is. There's a resistance to it. There's a resistance. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Lynn, how you describe feeling trapped, it described how I feel perfectly. I want more, but don't know how to find it. Fantastic. Well, we will find it together. We'll find it. I've told you guys over and over again, I'm a human too. And I'm on this journey and I'm finding and enjoying and loving and exploring and together. And you guys are saying all these things and teaching me things and we're growing together, and it's fantastic. And our physical bodies, our health, are one of the greatest teachers. And today we're going to keep detangling, creating, or deconstructing our key lime pie and figure it all out. And we started with death, control, and wholeness. Death, control, and wholeness. Okay, I know I have to scroll back, but I can just go wherever my heart takes me, wherever the moment is, wherever the screen is. Manal, the problem is that, this is Gary, Manal, the problem is that I will be doing well, and then the super freak, Gary likes calling it his super freak or his inner freak, will chime in. Just a broken little boy, and don't you forget it. And I tend to believe it. Fantastic, Gary. Muscle. It's the muscle. Because I think that super freak is chiming in less and less and less. Again, speaking to what me and Lynn were talking about, being trapped. Sometimes I want things 0-1, binary. I'm an engineer, 0-1, binary, 0-1. One of my friends is like, Manal, everybody might not know what binary is, but you know what? I expect. If not, tell me. 0-1, binary. I wanted things that I know something, 0, so now I'm going to live that thing, 1. Guess what? Or 0-0, 1-1, doesn't matter. It doesn't happen that way. We are humans. We are not discrete. We are not a program. So what we're going to do is slowly keep muscling it until we're like, oh, see the little boy. The little boy is growing, growing, growing until he's grown up and joined you in the truth of your superpower. Not your super freak, but your superpower. So Gary, the fact that you're aware of him just indicates your power. The fact that you're aware of him and you just see him and love him for what he is. How does that feel, Gary? How does that feel, everybody? I just want us to remind us to be compassionate about our journey. Valerie and I were chatting during the in our Attaining Your Authentic Life group, and she's aware of A and B and C and D and E and F and G and H. It's like, Valerie, let's clean a room at a time. Let's pack a room at a time. Let's pack a certain thing at a time. Let's just take everything and just sort of be compassionate. Yes, Valerie, yes. Just be compassionate. Let's be compassionate about our growth. Look at our little babies, our young ones, no matter what age they are. Are we going to turn around and say, you need to learn all of this at once? Are we going to recognize that they're on their journey and like one day they might learn to not drop the peas from the fork? I don't know why I'm talking about peas and forks. My kids are way beyond that age, but you're getting what I'm saying. And then they get the next lesson, the next lesson. And sometimes when toddlers are learning new skills, and I always like to compare us to toddlers because I feel like we're all toddlers, or like toddlers represent life in the most amazing way, but I won't put all those categories right now. But sometimes when you're learning a new skill, you aren't as skilled in some of the skills that you had already mastered. You regress in some categories. So even if you're learning new skills and there's some regression in others, that's absolutely normal because you're so focused on the new skill that some of the others just goes away until it's all in alignment and balance. Good? I guess it's about acceptance of your stage and age. Andrea, yes, ages and stages. I know at my pediatrician, I don't know why I'm talking about my kids like they're 15 years ago, but ages and stages, always talked about ages and stages and ages and stages. But at one point in our adulting, we aren't so finite with our ages and stages because it depends on what we grew when we were younger and adolescent and the learnings that we're meant to do. But ultimately, let's love us individually and collectively, whatever age and stage we're at. And let's approach our growth from compassion. And let's approach our bodies from wholeness and compassion. Yes? Good, guys? Good. Wow, we are getting heavy from the beginning. Let me go back to some of these fears. Okay, Alexa Klee, do you like that? Trapped in my fragile human body. So I'm going to say, living in my whole aligned, getting to alignment, powerful body, and death is one of the amazing parts of the human experience. And I recognize that to be in alignment with life and death is to find trust in the human experience, trust on an egoic level, trust in this earth, and we are calibrating collectively towards that trust. How does that feel? How does that feel? How does that feel? How does that feel? Rachel, I have 2 kids with chronic ailments. I remember a convo after a pain period with son. I asked his pain from 1 to 10. He said 2. I made a face and he said, I'm never at 0, so 2 is good. It was a good perspective. It's a great perspective. And Rachel, having children with chronic ailments is a fantastic teacher too. And you can ask, what are they teaching you? What is their journey? What are the judgments that you have on yourself on their journey? I know I blamed myself forever. Probably if they're still in there for my daughter's egg allergy. Forever. Oh my God, I can feel it here. I can feel it here. I just mentioned it now and I can feel the energy here, which is just fascinating. How much guilt I carry about my daughter's egg allergy. Never good enough. Never good enough. No matter what happened, no matter what's happening, I was never good enough. What a teacher her egg allergy. What a teacher her egg allergy was and is to me. Is still, because I can feel that energy. I can feel the resistance. Heidi, prayer request. Beautiful. I love prayer requests. I love I love. Okay, I have a number of health issues, and I just found out that I have kidney stones on my left side for which I need surgery, and an unknown mass on my right side which needs a contrast MRI. So please pray that the surgery and MRI happen sooner than around the new year so we can heal faster. Thank you. Heidi, absolutely, absolutely. And what we can do is when we go into meditation is actually do a prayer for all of us for our strongest health and for us to recognize what our bodies are telling us and for us to surrender to the journey. But let's just do it quickly now. Since Heidi asked, and then I want to scroll back. Let's pull love. Let's just pour love into this virtual room. And let's fill this virtual room with the intention to see everybody from a place of wholeness and to see and invite for ourselves to see ourselves from a place of wholeness. Regardless of what's going on, we are whole and our bodies are doing fabulously amazing things for us that we're not even aware of. And let's create the intention for shift, for ease, for love, for compassion, for understanding, for care, for alignment, for surrender. And let's everybody just direct some love towards Heidi for Heidi's journey. And then everybody, if you want to do it physically or if you want to do it just energetically, if there's something that you want love poured towards, and if you want to type it in the window, go for it. Or if you just want to think it and just know that it's going to be picked up. And just love. Fantastic. Okay, everybody come back. How are you feeling? Noah, what are you laughing about? I see you laughing. What are you laughing about? And I want to go back to the fears. How's everybody feeling? How did that feel? How did that feel? Okay. So Alexa Klee, thank you. You got us going. Ashley, fear of my health issues taking me from my kids. Fantastic, Ashley. No different than what Alexa Klee said, but you just put it on that I also have children. So what's going on with me physically has an impact to my next generation and the next generation. Andrea and Rachel feel calm. Fantastic. So beautiful awareness of the added, Ashley, the added fear, the added concerns, the added, I'm going to use the word anxiety, because now you have those that you're responsible for. So there's a fear that you project onto, but I'm taking care of my babies, and there's going to be a loss to them if I'm not there or for what I'm going through. So just sort of hold that recognition that children are our greatest, our bodies are, and our children are the greatest gifts and the greatest tools for awareness and trust and surrender, and trusting that they're on their journey, and trusting that they are whole, and trusting that their journey, it has a particular things for them to learn and to guide, and to again recognize you're not in control of life and death for yourself and for them. And I don't like how this is coming out, but it's okay. I'm going to come out and then fix it if I needed to. The quickest we can individually and collectively get to surrender, the more peace that we bring for each other. Ashley, how does that feel? Sandy talks about fear of the unknown, and I think we talked about all of this with Alexa Klee. So yeah, fear of the unknown. We don't know. We do not know. We do not know. We do not know When? And part of life is about letting go of the perception of control and falling into trust. So this is the question, everybody. This is the question. I'm going to read Roberta's comment. I have fear I'll be failure in life when I'm old. Roberto, fantastic. When will you be old and what does failure look like? And here's another, and everybody answer that. And I have another question is, what was my question? Fear of the unknown, fear of the known. What was my question? Oh, I should have spit it out when it came out. Sandy, you have fear of the unknown, but what is the known? Maybe that was my question. It wasn't my question, but we'll take it from there. What is known? What is known? Okay, so Sandy said fear of the unknown. And Roberto, I had your questions that I threw out there too. Sandy said fear of the unknown. What is the known and what is the unknown? Okay, Heidi, thank you so much. I feel so much better. Beautiful Heidi. I want everybody to always feel good. That's what we're here for, is to amplify our vibration. Laura, yes, uncertainty is known. Fantastic. What else is that's known or unknown? Laura, uncertainty is known or unknown? I hate when I ask something that I'm asking two questions. What is, what is known? Unknown for me. But isn't it certain that we're uncertain? So isn't it known, Laura? Like, isn't it known? Life and death is known, and uncertainty is a known fact of life. Like, we don't know. I don't know what I'm going to spit out. And even sometimes I don't even remember what I said right now. So isn't it known? The uncertainty is known. Change is, I have a meditation that's called change is the constant in life. Change is a constant in life. So maybe known, okay, I'm going to read Alexa Clee. Known equals status quo. Unknown equals possible catastrophe. Okay, but isn't status quo always changing? Steve, I like uncertainty. That's what I mean. It's known. Yes, Steve, I think uncertainty is known. Change is known. Rachel, known as we will all die. Yes, Rachel, known as we will all die, no matter how you live. Yes. So the fear of the unknown, but we know we're going to die. So how come we're fearing dying if we know? So maybe it's the fear of time. Fear of not Roberto, great. I love your answer. It brings chills to my fear of not finding peace within myself. Fear of not finding, this is a different question, but it doesn't matter because it's all merging and it all comes to one. Fear of not finding peace. So ultimately, I think the fear is about not trusting, because we know we're going to die and we know life is going to change. And we know, tell me if you guys are not agreeing with me with these knowing, even though we might have said it's unknown, but we know things are going to change. Every moment I'm older, that's a change. Conflict and confliction is different. Steve is always so deep. Yes, the conflict and the confliction of the uncertainty is different than the certainty of it not being known. I don't know if that even makes any sense, but Steve, I'm so with you with what you're saying. Sporty Janice, life experiences that are unknown or uncertain, whether it's a good or bad effect. Yes, that's what I think are fearful of us. Our fearful is the perception of something bad, the judgment happening. Joining me, guys? Join me. Lynn, I do not fear dying. I experienced the beautiful transition for Ted. Fantastic. For Ted. Fantastic, Lynn. That's absolutely beautiful. But do we fear being alone? Do we feel not being connected? Do we feel, like Roberta said, not finding peace? What is it that we fear? Let's get back to the fears. We're getting to some big things, guys. I really, really like this. Alexa Clee, stuff like Christina Applegate's sudden MS diagnosis is frightening. Beautiful, Alexa Clee. So again, then let's keep saying, we know things are going to change, but we are fearful of bad things happening. We're fearful of being not whole. Vulnerability. Steve, beautiful. Steve, it brings up vulnerability. Beautiful. This is beautiful. You guys, this is absolutely beautiful. Let's get to the root of it. Rachel, maybe unknown if what happens after death, but a certainty is the world's going to keep going. People are dying as we speak. Yes, that's a certainty. And the more that I can surrender to the certainty in change, in uncertainty, in death, even illness, of change of MS, of any diagnosis, of vulnerability, And what does vulnerability mean? What does vulnerability mean? We talked about it one live stream so long ago about whether it's a positive or negative. But what does vulnerability mean? Andrea, fear of not taking enough risks before death comes. Ooh, powerful, Andrea. Tell me more. What are those risks before death comes? I would articulate it a bit different. Alexa Clee, fear of shame. Now we're getting down to it. These are all the things that I call resistance. All resistance. Roberto, I want you to go deeper. I want you to be deeper. I think I go deeper by saying fear of being trapped by the aggression of anxiety forever with no way out. Beautiful. Trapped. So interesting. We keep using the word trapped. I think I go deeper by saying fear of being trapped by the aggression. Look at those words, they're powerful. The aggression of anxiety. So that's, anxiety is a fear of the fear. Do you know how many layers of fear you have there, Roberto? So first you say, I wanted peace, which was beautiful. And then you said trapped, which is trapped. It's going trapped by the aggression of anxiety. And anxiety is fears, layers of fears that you can't name. Forever with no way out. Do you know how many layers of resistance you put in there? Fascinating and fantastic. Sometimes my friends laugh at me at how I say fantastic about the things that I'm talking about. And then I'm like, okay, everybody knows what I'm talking about. They're talking about fantastic, the ability to articulate it. Because the first step is step one is awareness. And if we can articulate our fears, then we can acknowledge our desire, which is peace. Then we can appreciate this is the life journey and that everybody goes through this and it's okay. Then we can let go. So I love when you guys say things, no matter how ugly they sound like or fearful or terrible, I say fantastic, because step one means that you can go to step four, which is letting go. And then 5, surrender. If you want me to go through those steps again, I can say them, but most of you or a lot of you are regulars. So wow, yes, Roberto, wow. You need to start in step 1 is awareness. And the more you can dig deep and talk about all of those layers of resistance on resistance on resistance on resistance, the more powerful that statement is, because it moves you towards the 5 steps, which is then takes you to surrender. Fantastic. Fantastic. Is everybody with me? Is everybody with me? Okay, let's see. Okay, where did we go? Okay, Alexa Clee said, yes, Roberto. I usually don't read what other people say, but I already started reading it. But anyway, not to other people, say to other people. You guys got me on that one sometimes. But now, stop. Back to Sporty Jen. Back to loneliness after so many family death experiences. Who will look after me? I won't have my family. Sporty Jen, fantastic, fantastic. All alone, all alone. So death means alone. Death means that people leave and then you're alone. Death means you die and then your loved ones are alone. Your children, your family is all alone. So death means loneliness. So the problem might not be me dying, like Lynn says, but when I die, I leave my those that I'm responsible for, those that are dependent on me alone, or I leave my loved ones alone. So there's a fear that the physical people aren't whole. That we'll keep, again, I'm going to keep coming back to this concept of wholeness, that when we go, maybe I'm fine, I'm going to be out, my spirit, my power, my whatever that's trapped in me is going to be gone, but oh no, I leave my other people as not whole. And so if we recognize that everything we're talking about comes from not being whole, Christina Applegate, she has MS, she's no longer whole, not true. One of my brightest, most beautifulest, most amazing friends that I admire and love with all of my heart, she has MS. When you look at her, you wouldn't know it. Has it been a journey? Absolutely. Is she a representative for MS and brings up so much light and so much resources towards it? Absolutely. Do I adore her and admire her? And does she live the most fascinating life? Absolutely. Is she whole? Absolutely. She is whole. Do I ever look at her from anything other than whole? Not going to play that game. Not going to play that game, because she is a powerhouse. Absolutely a powerhouse. So the fact that death makes us feel fearful or see others as no longer being whole is part of our opportunity for growth. How's that all? How is that? D, this death theme is excellent. D, every inspiration we come to talk to death. Then we talk about being alone was an inspiration. We've actually talked about death. We've actually talking about dealing with death and how to deal with others with death. We've had so many inspirations about death. And it's so interesting because every single one of our fears comes to this control, trust, death, wholeness, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating. Are you guys loving it? You guys have feeling good? Is everybody feeling good? I know I'm spotty with the comments today, but I'm going to be reading through them. Sporty Jen, oh, okay, exactly, Andrea, to be free. I was lucky to do all my traveling with my sister when we were younger. Now she's gone, and my physical body isn't allowing me anymore. It's hard without her. Sporty Jen, love you, love you, love you. Gary, Manal is, as you know, I've already been diagnosed with a lifelong illness. It doesn't affect me much now, but tomorrow or 5 years from now could be different. That's the fearful part, that truly news goes away. Gary, fantastic. It's something that you can't control that's in you. That's part of that super freak that you talked about. Like, I'm living strong, I'm living great, I'm living fine. And then that super freak says, well, there's something in you. And it's part of your super freak. And ultimately, you don't know what's going to take you. Whether that's going to take you or something else is going to take you. We don't even know if what in the next minute is going to happen to us. So the more that we surrender to, again, the resistance, all of our resistance comes from living in the past or living in the future and not being present. Present. We haven't talked about that yet. We're 10 seconds into the meditation or inspiration. We have not talked about being present. Every resistant feeling comes from not being present. So Gary, yes, if you're going to move into the future and live into the future, yeah, you're going to be fearful. Me too. When I think about the future and whether or not I have all these things, unless I'm like in this cool Zen place, I'm going to fall into fear too. If I'm going to look at the past, might fall into judgment and shame. Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's the game. Then what do? We say, hey, everybody, who wants to take 3 breaths with me? Let's take a breath. Oh yeah, I have tools for getting present. And that fear is a gift to helping me learn how to be fully present. Oh, amazing. Feely said, you're amazing, Manal. So fantastic. We're taking a breath to feel that amazing, Feely. Thank you, darling. I think that's an F-E-L-I. As I lean into my laptop to read those letters. You're amazing, Feely. Okay, and then take another deep breath. And Nancy says, my very favorite statement on death is by Ram Dass. We're all walking each other home. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it, Nancy. And if we could just accept that this journey is about being present and death is in the future. And it's one of those things in the future that we have no control. And we don't have control in life. We don't. It's an illusion. And the more we think we control, watch those friends of yours that are control freaks. And it's so fun to watch them. I have a few really super dear control freak friends. And I just love watching them. And I giggle inside because I giggle inside. I'm an inside giggler. And I'm like, and I know, but you're not, it's just funny. We have no control. We have control. And the more that we just let go and ride that freight train, boom, boom, boom. We're all walking each other home. Rachel, if death is a certainty, what difference does it make how we get there? Sounds awful to say out loud. Yeah, Rachel, I think that's the point. Let's stop trying to think what it is that's going to get us. I don't think we've taken our 3rd breath. I don't think I love it. Rachel, that's the point we want to get at. Really doesn't matter how we get there. And let's stop extrapolating that what we think we have is going to get us there. Let's just enjoy the joy ride we're on. Steve says, I think everybody's got something. We all do have something. We all do. We're human. We signed up for this ride. We signed up, and the external world teaches us to go on internally. The external world is teaching us to go internally, and it's fantastic. Roberto, I find it hard to be in the present moment. Sometimes, Roberto, absolutely. We all do. That's what the name of game is. And I'm writing my new course right now and working on it. And it's so fascinating because it's so simple and it's so clean. It talks about all of my concepts and all of my principles in such clean ways. And it's been so fun to work on it. And That's part of the job of our, not job, part of the fun of the human journey is to be present. And what is it that we do to be present? And what brings you presence? And what joy do you get while being present? And what brings you joy? And is it being present that brings you joy, or is it being present that brings you joy, or joy that brings you present, or both? So yeah, we do. But that's why we do these topics and these inspirations, to bring out the resistance that we have buried within us, let it go, which then allows us to be resistant. The more we let go of these nitpicks, what is it that Gary calls it, his super freak and the inner freak, the more we bring them out and expose them and say, hey, it's not an inner freak anymore. The more we talk about, hey, we're not worried about death, boom, the more it goes. The more it goes. We're not giving it life, we're taking the power of its life away. How is that? How is that, everybody? Steve, can your engineering background or school play into that all, that new program? Wait, what are you talking about, Steve? Is it, maybe it's a comment from before. Okay, I have to go back. Can your engineering background or school play into that at all? The new program that you're developing. What do you mean by my engineering background and school play into that all? The new what are you talking about, Steve? I usually am with you, the new program that you're developing. No, it's a new course. It's a new way of articulating everything. That's what I'm saying. Is that what you're saying? It's not technical. It's going to be all video, but it's all about what the life journey it is. Like, I'm an artist. It plays into almost everything I do. Yes. I think my engineering does play into every way I approach and dictate life. And I try to make everything down into formulas and super clear. So I think it does. Andrea, for me, it's about how much fun and authentic I am getting into the finish line. That's what we want it for everybody. That's what we want it. Steve, the way I see non-voluntary speaking. Am I non-voluntary? Steve, I'm not following you. Okay. Where am I, guys? Okay, where am I? Where am I? Okay, Roberta, I find it. Jennifer, thank you so much for this talk. I was just diagnosed with osteoporosis. Okay, I'll read you it again in a second, Steve. I was just diagnosed with osteoporosis at a young age. I do not want to take these bone medications, scared of the future, but I realize I can only take care of myself now. Eat right, exercise correctly, need to live for now. Yes. And Jennifer, do you know how many stories you can go online of somebody that was given a diagnosis that said they were going to be gone tomorrow and they're still here, or given some diagnosis of something that's chronic that will be with them for the rest of their life. They changed their approach to life and they're still living vibrantly. We have the power internally to choose how our expression of life will be. And that's not to say that some people might still have chronics and there are different chronic illnesses, but that doesn't still make us less than whole. So we want to live each moment wholly from a place of strength and power and joy and pleasure. And that doesn't mean by efforting it. It means by feeling it. And how do we feel it? By talking about it and coming back and recognizing and honoring and loving the human journey. That's good. Roberto, takes the power away from what holds us back. Is amazing perspective from what holds us back is so strong. Beautiful. That's what we want to do. It's not by when we keep it inside us. That's what gives us the chronic health issues. Keeping the pain inside of us. It's taking and talking about it that takes the power away. Good? Rachel, my mother was present at a family Christmas. Within 6 months, she was gone from stage 4 breast cancer. No matter how much time you think you have or need, it's never enough. So enjoy now. Beautiful, Rachel. That's the point I want. We are going to keep worrying about when we lose each other. We don't even enjoy the time that we have together. If we're just going to spend our time worrying about the future or the past, we're never going to be present to enjoy the pleasure of now. We only have now, and we have infinite nows, infinite number of nows, infinite numbers of nows. So now all we want to do now is figure out what is the resistance that keeps us trapped to the past or fearful of the future. Oh, I'm scared of death. Oh, but more I'm fearful of death, the more that I don't live in the now, and the more I don't have a pleasurable life, and that fear of death is eating away at me. Okay, so what do I choose? To surrender. Okay, I can do that intellectually, but how do I do that emotionally? Oh, by recognizing to learn and to trust, by eating well, by exercising, by meditating, by doing all the things that guide me towards alignment of my 4 bodies, which is what we're doing. Good, guys? Good? Does that make sense? Does it feel good? Does it feel good? Am I with you all? Are you all with me? Yes, no, maybe so. Steve, it's not conscious is what I mean. Okay, I'm going to go back and read all Steve comments. Can your engineering background or school play into that all, that new program, like an artist, I'm always, everything I do. The way I see non-voluntary speaking, it's unconscious, is not. Yes, Steve, I think that every aspect of me is unconsciously contributing to the way that I express and what I'm doing. So yes, my engineering aspect is ultimately in everything I do, and I just love it because it's analytical, it's process, it's clean, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but I'm doing it on the most spiritual and holistic element, which is our life journey. Yes, Steve, is that what you're saying? Roberto, taking the power away from what holds us back is so strong. Fantastic, Roberto. Roberto, I think you're shifting. I think you're shifting. What do you think, Roberto? Gary, Manal, my son and I were disagreeing. What's the correct way to say this? 5 and 7 is 11, or 5 and 7 are 11. Oh my God. I don't even know. I think it is. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. Okay, fantastic. Lynn says is too. Okay, what else did I miss back there, you guys? Okay, let's see. Let me see. You guys, am I caught up with everything? Steve, vulnerability. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might have something to do with asking, and that thought is scary. So for you, asking is being vulnerable. What else do we have to say? D, you are trapped by money and anxiety. Okay, guys, you're trapped by money and anxiety with money, otherwise you can do anything. D, let's talk about this. Alexa Kale, the aggression of anxiety. I love that, Roberto. So perfect. Poetic. Yeah, I love that actually too. Sandy, ultimately fear of unknown relates to all the things we cannot control, which is a whole bunch. Interesting. So should we ultimately just trust? Should we just trust? Andrea, okay. 5 and 11 are 12. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, Gary, leave that for another inspiration. Rachel, what is suffering? What if suffering is necessary? I don't know. Okay, Rachel, I'm going to reword that. And I had a comment up there that I wanted us to also explore about money. What if suffering is unnecessary? Rachel, what if it's not suffering? What if it's not suffering? What if it's life? What if the fact that we're calling it struggle and suffering is what the suffering is? That's what my awareness is. That the more that I can shift that nothing is bad, that everything is, it's not bad, it's not good, it is. That suffering and struggle are the wrong words, and it really is about the unfolding of the human experience and its conditioning and its life and its humaning and it's the human journey. It's a celebration of being human, and that the word suffering is not right, but the experiences that we had that lead us towards living a fulfilled life is the beauty in life. How about that? How about that? Rachel, tell me what you think about that. Gary, I'm still laughing at you and your 5 and 7 are 12. Okay. Heidi, from Riley and Maloney's song, written by someone else, to worry does nothing but steals from the loving and robs from the pleasure that's there. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. So the whole point that I think we're getting to, that health has led us to, is to surrender. And to recognize that the resistance we hold isn't serving us. But we can't do it through efforting. We get it through feeling. So everything we're talking about us is allowing us to shift the feeling. Good, guys, good. Steve, having to ask is scary, even though the thought of it doesn't even resonate with me. So Steve, it's interesting that, and I actually know exactly what you're talking about. There was a moment in my life that I did not enjoy asking for things, and I felt like it made me weak if I asked for help or I asked for anything. And And it ultimately indicates the throat chakra that isn't free to speak and doesn't trust yourself and is able to express itself in the way that it needs to be. So let me ask you something. Having to ask is scary. So what's scary about having to ask? What does it expose in you that when you ask? That's my question to you and to anybody else. Jennifer, I feel like ever since I got the diagnosis, my back hurts all the time. Before diagnosis, it does not. Makes me realize how powerful the mind is. The powerful is so mind, Jennifer. It's so powerful, Jennifer. It's so powerful. I love the power of the mind. And together we're going to keep shifting into really, really, really powerful mindsets, empowering mindsets that's going to free us collectively. Free. Alexa Klein is answering for you, Steve. Asking equals fear of rejection. Love it, Alexa. I love it. Anything else? I love it. Roberto, how can I stay in the present moment when sometimes it's unbearable? I'm going to ask you and I'm going to ask everybody, how do you get in the present moment when everything is unbearable? I can tell you what I do and I want everybody to say what you do. Sometimes when I'm overwhelmed and I do not have the time to process it, I say to whatever's making me feel overwhelmed, this is energetically, I see you, I feel you, I understand, I don't have time to process this, I promise we'll come to it later on today. And then I ask it to be put away and then go back to where I was. If something happens out in public when I'm not ready to deal with that. Okay, Roberto? Now, if I am in a place that I can, I surf through those feelings. And just by being present with those feelings, I become present. So it's not that that the feelings that keep us from present, but we want to resist the feelings, the story, the mind goes away, and then that keeps us from being present. So right now, I have something overwhelming that happened. And then allow my mind to go into the past or the future, I'm just going to ride the wave of those feelings and say, ooh, that feels like vulnerability. What is vulnerability? Having to ask someone for something. Steve, talking to you. Ooh, asking means that they may reject me or see me less than whole. They might think that I'm annoying. They might not see me as worthy. Ooh, I'm using other people's projection of myself determine my worthiness. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, interesting. Ah, that's a pattern. I've had that. Oh, it's from my family dynamic. Oh, got it. Got it. I've never felt being safe to ask, and that's projecting into my adulthood. Okay, there's love and compassion. This is part of my conditioning. Oh, I'm just muscling out of this conditioning. Okay, I see you. I see you. Fantastic. Oh, don't take this so seriously. Fantastic. Okay, let me take a deep breath in and let it out. Roberto, how was that? How was that? That's how you walk through everything. And that's what we do in our collective meditations. This is your first time here, Roberto. I don't remember you talking before. It doesn't mean that you weren't silently here. Okay, Steve, yes, weeks. That's the word. Fantastic, fantastic, Steve. I wasn't even thinking that I was thinking that. I don't know. It feels like death, annihilation or something. I don't freaking know. I like it. Don't help me. Yeah, that's fantastic, Steve. And just keep dancing around with it. And sometimes it doesn't feel good going straight into it. And if it's overwhelming and a strong one, so I don't ever want anybody to overindulge. And if it's an intense emotion or energy that you have, skirt around with it. Do what you're capable of today or able to do or willing to do. Dance away and come in and out just until you honor whatever energy and you're able to get present. Roberto says yes the first time. Welcome, 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 Roberto. Gary Manal, wow, that's difficult. That's going to take a while to master. Gary, going in when you're triggered, what's going to take a while to master? Just the asking, the seeing, the dancing, the flowing, the honoring. What's difficult? What's difficult? Tell me what's difficult. I'm laughing. Gary, what's difficult? Come on, Gary. Tell me what's difficult. What I was just saying? Okay, let me see. Okay, Andrea said breathing. Just breathing. I forget how powerful the breathing is. Sometimes I'm really struggling with something. Gary, tell me how this one feels. If I'm really struggling with something, Roberta, this one's for you. And Steve. I'll do square breathing. Do you guys know square breathing? Let's do some square breathing, okay? Square breathing is when you hold, take a deep breath in, hold, let it out, and hold. All in the same time increments. 5, 5, 5, 5. 3, 3, 3, 3. 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, so let's do some square breathing. Square breathing takes even more thought than the normal breathing when I have us breathe in and out. And so when my mind is like, and I'm really having trouble present, and I really don't want to feel my emotions, I'm going to spend some time square breathing. Okay, so let's take a deep breath in. Let's count to 5. And let it out. Count to 5 in 5 seconds. I don't know if I'm leading this correctly. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in for 5. Hold it for 5. And release for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in for 5. Hold it for 5. Doesn't that feel fantastic? Gary wants us to hold it for 12. We definitely will help us with our mind. As we're all passed out. So breathing is one of the elements that keeps us alive that is so unconscious. When we start to really become conscious about it, boom, we stop that mind. I love, there's also, I think it's called, what is this one called? You put your hand on your ears and your eyes and your nose and around your lips, so it's all your senses, and you breathe in with the like, and it's just so your whole face vibrates. But anyway, that's another yogic breathing exercise. And I didn't really present it very well. Humming like a bee, exactly. And it feels so fantastic. So those are all different ways to get present. Roberta, do you wish you didn't ask? Steve, oh yes, the alternate nostril breathing is amazing too. So helpful, fantastic. So you breathe in with your left. Plug it with both and out with your right. And in with your right. Plug with your thumb. Hold it. Undo it with your forefinger and then out. And in. Plug it and out. And in. Steve, it's your brain calms you down. Great for anxiety. Fantastic. So there's all these different breathing techniques that just allow us to get present. Some people run, some people kick. Some people run, some people sing, some people meditate, some people cook, some people bake, some people read, some people take a bath, shower, whatever it might be that helps you get present. Like what helps you get present? What helps you get out of your mind? The beach, Steve, me too, the beach, oh, just love the beach. And something about the blue sky, like when the blue sky and watching the clouds and just being out in the woods, just music, I just love music. So like what is, and everybody's got a passion, some sort of passion, and it really helps them get present, and they've used it their whole life and didn't really realize it. Start to realize, what is it that you've always used to get present? Meditation and chanting. I have my chanting that I have in different things. Oh my God, Andrea, a fabulous coffee. I've got my tea. It's green tea today. My Attain mug with my lipstick stain along the top. That's getting me today. This is nature and animals and trees, our cats. Steve, yeah, your mind opens. So that's how you get present. And it's a purposeful awareness to recognize, hey, I'm not present right now. I am feeling overwhelmed. My body is feeling anxious. I don't feel good. Oh, I know. It's a purposeful focus for me to get present. It's a purposeful intention for me to redirect my mind to get now. And the more, I'm going to say the word, guys, the more work that I have done to clean up my resistance and recognize my fears, the easier it is to get present. I can tell you it is getting easier and easier and easier and easier for me to get present. Easier. Because it's an intention. And it's muscled and muscling and muscling and muscling. Guys, good. Andrea, I love how you say recalibrate myself back to harmony. Fantastic. Sometimes I don't even know. You guys say things and I don't even know I said that. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm scrolling to see what I missed because I know I missed Ren. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Interesting. And Ren, does pain have to be inevitable? Does pain have to be inevitable? I'm going to ask you that. Ren, lately what helps me when I go into anxious mode, it's putting my wrists under the cool water. Fantastic. Cold water, you even said, fantastic. And that just sort of, it's the senses. Okay, guys, I never said this yet today. It's any of your senses. Our senses are tools to get us into presence. Our senses are what we use to get into the now. So breathing obviously isn't a sense, but smelling. So even a nice aroma, the smell of coffee, baking, looking at something, looking at fire, or looking at a flame, or looking at a spot, looking at something really intently, touching your skin, like Ren is saying, putting your wrists under cold water, which is getting the water flow and a intensity, and it's probably doing things physiologically and physically because of the cold water in your wrists where there's a lot of blood flow. Hearing, that's what we talk about, music, listening to, okay, everybody stop. What do you hear? Yeah, that sound. Hearing, it could be nothing. That sound that you heard, whatever that sound it is, that sound. And then taste. Andrea hears birds. I heard like, it's not nothingness, but like this like light. There's like little buzzings, different frequency of buzzings, different frequency. So using your senses, and you could be somewhere and use the noise as something of getting you present. So if you're somewhere and everything's overwhelming and you're doing whatever in your mind, use that noise of the outdoors and listen to it to get present. Any of your emotion, any of your senses. Ren, no pain is pleasant. My emotional pain causes a lot of physical pain, which is unbearable at some moments. Fantastic. I don't know what I was getting at when I was asking you if pain is inevitable. I think I was trying to if we could just sort of shift, sort of like if I said that, if we shift seeing, okay, first of all, I know pain exists. I know. And I know emotional pain. I see Steve saying emotional pain is way more than physical pain. And Ren, you said, yes, everyone experiences pain in their life at some point. And I know that is all true. And it's all true. And Ren, you know what I'm getting at. I usually try to avoid pain. I'd rather think of discomfort. Fantastic. Let's even get away from that. Let's talk about what pain is. Let's talk about pain. Okay, guys, we're going to go straight at it. We're at the emotional. We're talking about health. We're talking about our body. And everybody's coming out so raw. And this is so fantastic. What is pain? What's pain? Gary, my life and work keeps me in the woods constantly and still helps me. Fantastic. I love that. What's pain? Roberto, hurt. Great. What else is it? Tell me more. What is hurt? What is pain? Let's define pain together, everybody. Roberto, keep going. Everybody. Unease. Fantastic. Keep going. What is pain, everybody? Let's get to it. What is pain? I'm going to say some things that I heard everybody say. Pain is physical. Pain is emotional. Ren, it's the physical body calling for attention. Fantastic. Roberto, cause of panicking. And I love how you said it because it looked like a Patrick for a sec, but a panic. Cause of panic. Fantastic. Andrea, nagging and discomfort. Steve, I don't even know. Steve doesn't even know because I think sometimes, Steve, that you're numb to it. A symptom, it's a reality. Interesting, Steve. So interesting the way that you see things. So pain, can I call it resistance? Would you all accept it? Jennifer, oh my God, I love it. Perfectionism. You guys, this is so freaking interesting, this tangent we're on. Sandy, it's a signal that something's wrong. Beautiful, beautiful. Signal. Sandy, I'm going to hold on to that word signal. Oh, Andrea, debilitating. So overwhelmingly debilitating. Beautiful. Gary says yes to Ren. That's what he said. Nancy, discomfort in our bodies. Beautiful. Discomfort in our bodies. So we talked about it being physical, emotional. You guys, it's also mental, right? Pain is also mental. Ren, sorry, emotional discomfort having in the body to start looking after you. Sorry, emotional discomfort showing in the body, start looking after yourself. Fantastic. So I'm going to ask you guys all two things from everything that you said. And you guys say yes or no. Give me hearts, give me words. Pain is resistance of some form. Yes or no? Is resistance more, can resistance be the more general term for pain? Yes, says Ren. And everybody, I want the hearts if you agree with that. Yes, yes, yes. I'm getting the yeses. Yes, Mari says, and Andrea and Roberto in different ways. And Ren, beautiful Ren. Steve, it could be, but not all the time, a resistance. If you get hit by a train, you're going to be more sore, puppy. That's okay. It's all different types. And it's physical versus emotional versus mental. And they're all different degrees. But can we agree? I'm getting a lot of hearts. This is really, I'm enjoying this. Can we agree that we're going to call pain resistance? Resistance. Mattain speak. The Manal speak. I know, Steve is funny. Steve and Gary keep me on my toes. I don't know what I would do without all of you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to call it resistance. And the resistance are in the four bodies. Egoic. Is this new, guys? Is this new? No, it's not. It's on the egoic level. It's on the mentalist level. It's on the emotional level, on the physical. Resistance of what, though? Roberto is leading me. So I'm going to use the word, I think it was Sandy. Who said it right now? Sandy said it. It's a signal. So I'm going to use that resistance that is a signal, like Sandy said. So can you guys agree? Resistance is a signal. And Ren said it a million times. The emotional ability goes into the physical body. So if you don't listen to the signal, it's going to keep going on your four different bodies. And Roberto says resistance of what? It's resistance of life. Resistance to life. Resistance to death. Resistance to fear. Resistance to past. Resistance to the future. Resistance to surrendering, to accepting, to compassion, to life. It's the resistance to life. Resistance to life. Mari says true. So, and Roberta says, oh my God. Okay, so. Andrea, repeated customers. So, if we accept that this is natural part of the human journey, who was it that said suffering and struggle? And in the past, we used to call it suffering and struggle, but now we talk about it the human journey. We recognize, we're just detangling from it. We're just deconditioning. Christine, not always what? Tell me, not always what? Jennifer, hatred for past self. Jennifer, spicy hatred in some cases until we shift it to compassion, until we shift it to the recognition it's for the growth and expansion, until recognition that this is just life and I took it personally. Jennifer, can you play with me on any of those terms? That when we were unaware, we took life personally, and then one day we became aware and we recognized, this is just life. We're all fear of death. We're all scared of it until we're not. We all carry resistance until we're aware of it, and then we just become Zen and Zeno. We all have pain of some sort until we recognize, I can liberate and free myself from it because some of it's self-created because I'm putting resistance to life, and if I surrender. Yes, Sandy, yes, we do have pain receptors. I know, Sandy, that there is physical pain. I'm not negating that. But what I'm trying to do is create openings and avenues for us to amplify our life experience. I'm not saying that pain does not exist. It does exist. But I'm trying to welcome us, invite us, for us to see human experience differently from a place of more empowerment so we can shift the way that we approach it. Good, Sandy? And yes, I knew that the autocorrect does manual. It does it to me sometimes. Can you imagine how embarrassing it is when I send an email from manual? It doesn't feel good. Sandy, so I know we have pain, but what I, as my inspiration, as Manal, is how do we shift the ways that we have been conditioned to see life in a way that allows us to live life from a place of peace? Didn't Roberto say he wants to live life from peace? And the only way we can get peace is instead of, what is it, Jennifer said, hatred for self past, unless we hold on to hatred, we shift to compassion, acceptance, and love, and knowing, and flow. How does that feel? Steve, mental might be, and emotional might be, but physical definitely is not resistance, don't you think? I don't know. I'm going to tell you that Rand said many, many times, different ways, that emotional becomes physical. Yes, there are physical things that are happening that are true physical, but stress becomes physical. Everybody has said at some time how the emotional becomes physical. There is a yin and a yang, a connection between all of our bodies. What does tension feel like? Physical. What does anxiety feel? Physical. That doesn't mean if you cut yourself and that's only emotional that there's not a physical capacity. I'm not negating the physical. I'm just talking about the alignment between the four bodies and the impact of our resistance to life on our whole body. Are you guys with me? You guys with me? Are you guys with me? Steve, autocorrect is causing me great pain right now. I want to jump off a bridge. What did it autocorrect for you? Physical goes away, though. Usually, normally, it seems to have an endpoint. Yes or no? How many people are living with chronic pain? So many people are living with chronic pain. So many people are getting chronic stuff. Yes, I know. Yes, I know, he says. Yes, because it's true. There's a lot of physical, mental, and emotional pain on this world. And if we can find ways to love life and stop judging our past as bad and our parents and everything, boom. Eric, is everything workable? Everything is workable, particularly when we die. When we die. Eric, everything is, we have an opportunity for everything to shift into the way that we think things. And everybody gets to choose. And we have life conditioning that doesn't give us some choice. Like we were born into some circumstances. But yes, everything is workable. You can see somebody in this life who has overcome something that you might be dealing with. There's a story everywhere in this life. Anywhere you can go online and find a story, and you can have a good ending and a bad ending. And any ending can also seen as good in some or bad in some way. So Erica, yes, did I answer your question, Eric? R, it's a shift from pain to be avoided at all costs to resistance where we can work through. R, that's beautiful. And then I'm going to say it a different way. It's a shift from pain to be avoided at all costs to resistance. That's just the make of life when we just sort of flow through. Like life is just flowing and resistance is a normal part of life. And let's see what it's supposed to teach us and grow from and expand from. Mari said, very good to you too, R. I really like that, R. Very good. Sandy, acceptance is key, especially for physical pain. Acceptance is the key to everything, Sandy. Physical pain, emotional, mental, and emotional. Today we're talking about physical and health, so we keep coming back to the physical, particularly because I like to keep coming back to the topic whenever we're talking about topic. But acceptance and surrender and alignment and flow is key to everything on our life journey. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, this is so good. Okay, Roberto, yes, but when it looks like Mount Everest to overcome. Yeah, Roberto, I've seen so many Mount Everests. But you know what? There are some people that choose to climb Mount Everest so they can have a badge on their chest that says, I climbed Mount Everest. There's people that choose to do Mount Kilimanjaro, which one's the highest mountain, a peak ever. People choose to do that. Why? Because resilience, strength, conquering, alignment, inner power. People choose to climb mountains. So you're given one, just climb it. Just climb it. I'm not a sadist though. It sort of sounds like sort of sadistic. Evil Manal is coming out. Jennifer, I was an anorexic and I wish I could have turned things around quicker and left me with health issues. Fantastic, Jennifer. And then now you can shift. You can shift things. You can shift, stop blaming yourself and judging yourself and looking that, hey, it taught me to go in and I'm going to surrender and I'm going to accept myself and accept my body and accept my life and accept myself. And that resistance of like wishing that things shifted earlier is still adding resistance to your journey, and just like love yourself. Okay, stop for a second. Let's stop for a second. Ren, yes, Sandy, as they say, what you resist persists. Fantastic. Ren, I read this because this is what I wanted to do right now. I want everybody to love yourself. Oh my God, just love yourself. Find your journey, your Mount Everest, and just feel how amazing an explorer and traveler you are. And just see how amazing you are. And see how you chose to climb this mountain. And you have all the equipment you need. You have all the equipment you need. Like Dora the Explorer. Roberta, don't get me. You don't even know I end every inspiration taking out my handy dandy notebook and channeling Blue's Clues. Now he has me doing Dora. And then Gary says, but now it's your turn to make a joke, and I'm talking about Dora and Blue's Clues. We have our hearts, we have our minds, we have our egos, we have our physical bodies. We have everything that we need for these mountains. Angela, I climbed a mountain with friends because we could. Because we could. It was the tallest in the area. It took us 8 hours to climb. It was a choice. We can. Why do we think we can't? Not even climb. Dance up and down these mountains. It's our life journey. It's our human journey. Whether you feel you chose to be here or not, it's our journey. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. Who's having fun? Who's having fun? Show me with hearts and show me with words. Who's having fun? Steve. And it's amazing that how people actually cause pain to people. Forgot about that. Yes, Steve, there's some people that are not nice. There's people in this world that, heaven forbid, they're not nice. Their hearts aren't pure and clean. I see these hearts. But guess what? If I choose to live life from integrity and be kind and loving, I'm going to attract those people. Roberto's feeling much better. Roberto, didn't I tell you you'd feel better? Huh? Didn't I tell you Steve is yippy? I think he's giving me a bit of sarcasm, but I gotta sit through it. Oh my God, Miriam, hello. Roberto, positivity is so contagious. Yes, and I'm not going to call it positivity. I think it's empowering ways to see life. And I'm not efforting it. Like, I'm not telling you guys something I don't believe. Like, if I was sitting here just telling you what textbook says, like, oh, look what they say in the Gitas, or look what the yogic beliefs are, or Patanjali, how come I'm not saying his name properly, or Eckhart Tolle says us this, or whatever. And just saying it but not feeling it, I feel it. I see the power in all of you. I can see the power in all of you. And when you talk and you share things, I'm like, oh, I can see their power. And I can see the desire for growth and for happiness and peace. Like you said, Roberto, the desire for peace. I can see it. The desire to live. I can see it. Oh, Ren, that's what my issue is. To love myself, I think. I think it's another typo. I think to love myself, to live myself, to love myself or to live. It does not matter if Ren says live or love. And she's saying, yes, typo. I know, I'm playing. It's gonna sound ridiculous because I'm not accepting my physical body. Ren, do you know how many years it took me to accept my physical body? Do you guys know how many My body was one of my gateways to acceptance and self-acceptance. Oprah, one of the most powerful women in the world, took us on her personal journey to conquer self-worth of her physical body. It is a normal human experience. Ren, welcome to the world of human. It is not uncommon for us to have to find worthiness through our body. It is one of the most common. Money was another one that I wanted to come back to, who made that comment, and I didn't go, and I was going to come back, and then we went off. It's normal, Ren. It's normal. But what you want to do, instead of being resistant, use that awareness as your power. Use your awareness as your power. Let me finish reading you. Because I'm not accepting my physical body, I'm having this mad thinking that I don't want anyone to touch or dress it when I'm dead. I love it, Ren. I love it. Yes. It's about, so you have actually an issue of not just your physical body. It's also one of control. Control. That's okay. Control. There's something about control then. That's fine. It's fine. Just enjoy it. As Ashley says, moments with Manal are magnificent. That's M cubed. M cubed. Ren, beautiful. I say M cubed to that. One day you will recognize that your body is beautiful, and anybody who touches it, whether you're alive or dead, are lucky, because that body is housing this beautiful spirit of love and life and amazingness. 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 Ren, how does that feel? How does that feel? Steve, yes, sarcastic, but I'm busting your onions. Yes, Steve, you are. Okay, so what looks unachievable is a chance to break through. Roberto, beautifully said. Beautifully, beautifully said. Beautifully said. When you recognize that everything is here for your growth, for your alignment, for your expansion, for you, for your amazing, it's fantastic. Fantastic. Gary is telling Ren not to let the inner monkey get to her. No, it's fantastic that you're sharing that. Fantastic. You know, Ren, it's so funny because I have always thought about my death too, but I've never thought about me being naked. Now you're going to take me. I always tell people, don't give me your issue. No, I have enough of my own. But I always think to myself, to help inspire me with what's important, what do I want people to say about me when I'm gone? What do I want people to say about me when I'm gone? Now I'm going to think about, and how should I want them to dress me, and who am I willing to have dressed me? It was never one of my thoughts, but I love that you shared it. But Ren, I always thought, what do I want people? And that's helped me make my life decisions. And big life decisions were found from thinking about my death, my memorial, and how I wanted to be remembered. So it can also be a very powerful inspiration to help you guide what's really important in life. What's really important in life. Plus what I'm going to wear. I never thought I'm going to have to start to think about what I want to be wearing, Ren. You're right. I should not leave that to somebody else's discretion. Ren, thank you. That's so important for me. Ren, okay? Is that good? Nancy. Ren. Ren, good. I'm glad you're laughing. Ren, but Nancy's calling you 10. We're going to have to call everybody something different. One letter addition or change. 10. I like the new term, to live myself. I love it too. To live myself. Beautiful. Ren. Okay. I don't know. Perhaps I need a few more years of gaining wisdom. Ren, you are on the journey where you're supposed to be, and you are beautiful. And I'd like to point out, the more that you're actually able to talk about your insecurities and your raw fears, actually indicates how powerful you are. So the fact that you can come on here and say, I'm scared of dying because I don't want anybody to touch me, actually indicates to me your power, not the opposite, not the opposite. Your ability to come out and say it. This is one of my greatest fears. I can't believe I'm telling you all, but this is my greatest fear. And then I'm like, okay, this is one of mine too. But I'm not typing it, I'm speaking it. And we can talk about onions, and Steve can call me an onion, whatever he called me, or he's peeling my onion or whatever, and we can laugh all about it. This indicates our desire for growth. We are just, boom, beautiful. Okay. Ren, but I'm getting better. A year ago, I wouldn't say that in public, so start to care less and less. Oh my God, I just started talking about that. Fantastic, Ren, fantastic. It's fantastic. You're beautiful. And yeah, that brightened their moment. That I brightened their moment. Andrea, that I brightened their moment. Did I miss something, guys? Andrea. I don't know if I missed something, that I brightened their moment. Okay, guys, catch me up. I'm slow on something on there. Okay, Steve, oh, I like that. Sandy, in some cultures, beloved family members prepare your body, never a stranger. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's only the closest that come in and take care of you and clean you. Steve, I think we all look like children to God. Yes, we're beautiful. Now we're getting spiritual. Oh, you guys are just bringing me to tears. That sounded a bit sarcastic too. Because it came from Steve. Please don't judge me. Guys, don't judge me. I just wear my heart on my sleeve. Okay, Gary, Andrea, you brighten our moments. Yes, she does. And Gary and Steve and Roberto, everybody. Okay, Roberto, I'm scared of showing people my light and growing around people. You know, Roberto, that's a common fear. To come out of victim mode and to come into your power because you're fearful that you'll lose a lot of your relationships. It's a common fear. And just know, oh, I feel like I'll be rejected, he went on. It's a common fear. And just know it, that's like, oh, it's something that's, it's keeping you, it's self-sabotage, it's a bit, you'll attract those that when you have your light, you'll attract other people's shift. You'll actually get the light of people. Yes, it holds you back. It's a bit of self-sabotage, but it's common. It's common. So just become aware of it, recognize it, say, hey, I see you. And you know what? We are flying. We are going forward. We are letting our light come out. And when you let your light, the people that you connect with, you'll actually see more of their light. And it's just beautiful. And we'll all just shine together. Let's just shine. Everybody, let's just shine for a moment. Let's just connect with it and shine. And shine it in the room. Oh, we've had a lot of little moments to stop and feel. Feels amazing. Doesn't it feel amazing? So feels amazing. Feels so amazing. Lucas, hi Lucas, hi. Hi Lucas, hi. Steve is saying real judgment. Why, Roberto? Judgment, real judgment. Steve, you cracked me up. Okay, Scary says if you sing, I might laugh. So if I don't sing, you won't laugh? I could still be funny without the singing, Steve. Come on, or Gary, come on. Okay, how's everybody feeling? We're at 131.41. How is everybody feeling? Lucas, did you just come in? How are you feeling? How is everybody feeling? I'm starting to see hearts. The hearts cheer me up. Roberto is feeling joyful. What's the first words that you put in the window today? Suffer, struggle, and hard. I'm not going to scroll all the way down. Roberto, do you remember the first thing you typed today? Lucas is doing good, fantastic. Did you just get in or were you here for a while, Lucas? Talk to us. So Roberto, what made you shift? Everybody, if you shifted today, what made you shift? Ashley gives 4 stars. 4 stars. Tuk. Jennifer, walking and not feeling my pain. Fantastic, Jennifer. Walking and not feeling my pain. Fantastic. And Jennifer, I want you to honor your body, honor the physical, but not allow it to indulge and see it for what it is without putting resistance and without hiding it. I want us to be true to our bodies. So we're going to move to not being in pain, but it's not through not seeing your pain if it exists. So sometimes I'll still take Advil or Tylenol and recognize and honor my body for what it's due. So I want you to honor your body. Jennifer, are you with me on that one? I'm not going to in any way allude that we're not going to honor. Gary, it's a 4-star. It's 4-star is the scale. It's not a 5-star scale. It's a 3-star scale. That's what it is. Jennifer, tell me if you feel it. Rachel, about being present. Fantastic. Because the question, I have not deviated from the question, is what did you shift? And what did you shift from? Okay, Roberta, I want you to hear what you shifted from. Andrea, feeling great as I'll be with you guys and my fabulous coffee in a memento. Andrea, fantastic. Lucas, I just got in. Well, did you shift, Lucas? You just got in. I just got in. Did you shift? Was it enough time for you to shift? You're feeling on the energy. Did you shift? Gary, Ashley, why only 4 stars? I told you why only 4 stars. It was a 3-star scale. She gave it 4. 1 extra, Gary. That's why. Rachel, I shifted because I could honestly speak my thoughts without backlash. Rachel, this is a no judgment, usually virtual room. Usually, until people start to spread onion talk and give 4 stars and ask why it was only 4 stars. Because it was a 3-star scale. Gary? Oh my goodness. Yes, Lucas shifted too. Fantastic, Lucas. Fantastic. Okay, how is everybody feeling? Everybody happy? Is there anything that anybody wants? Does anything anybody wants? So I'm going to say some of our takeaways, okay? Takeaway 1, we are all whole. All whole. We are all whole. Nothing but whole. 2, anything that keeps us from feeling whole is our teacher. It's our teacher. We're going to call this resistance, and this is resistance to the past or resistance to the future, and this resistance is teaching us to be in the now. We're going to thank our teacher and learn to calibrate to the now and feel the power and the joy and the peace and the pleasure of being in the now. Being in the now. How does that feel? How does that feel? Roberto, understanding that feelings are there and we are together, and that I can learn to control how much anxiety and stress I feel in the body. Fantastic. And Roberto, can I just shift some of that a tiny bit in the Manal type of way? Let me, in a non-judgmental, caring, loving Manal type of way. Understanding that feelings are there and we are all in this together. That wasn't what I want to shift. We are together is mine. That was just creativity. Just going off on my own limb. Okay. And that I can learn to honor my anxiety and stress I feel in my body. And once I honor, that shifts to flow. Just shifts. So instead of control, I know you're getting at that you control, that really the anxiety and stress is within your control, within your mindset, so I know what you're getting at, but it's actually the acceptance of it. Anxiety and control is resistance to life. And you can control it by not resisting life. The way that we don't resist life is by honoring life. So let's honor it together. Does that feel good, Roberto? Does that feel good? Does that feel true? Does that align with your truth? Does that feel good, everybody? Can we just honor? Can we just honor and recognize that anytime there's resistance, it means we're not honoring, but that's okay because it's all part of our conditioning. And then we're just going to turn around and remind ourselves, oh, this is just part of conditioning. What is it trying to teach me? How do I learn from it? Okay, I'm going to grow and learn from them. Boom, 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 shabang, boom. 4-star on a 3-star rating. Ashley, how does that feel? Good, guys? Good? Good? So I'm feeling so complete. Steve, I wish we could see each other. It's just so weird I know. I'll be on tour soon. I talk about it all over, I don't know where, but I will, and we will be all together in a room. We'll be laughing. I promise we'll have karaoke. We will have karaoke. We will have karaoke. And everybody will hold the mic and sing their favorite song. Or their not so favorite song, but good, easy karaoke songs. Because I've learned that you don't sing the songs that you like, you sing the songs that are easy to sing. Nancy, San Diego, please. I think, yes, San Diego would be a fantastic one. Gary, Manal, what's up? You didn't make me cry today, and I think you're awesome. Even Manal. Gary, there was nothing. Today was so positive. You guys were all so fantastic, but we can try to tear up a bit. I didn't even tear up today. I'm just so happy today. Roberto, yes, it's truth. Control feels like resistance, actually. Roberto, it is. Because the whole reason everybody is fearful of illness is because they feel fearful of not control of death. So that control keeps us from surrender and trust. And there is no control. The only control we have is control, which is what you were saying, but that's why I wanted to shift it. The only control we have is the control to surrender. How about that? If you guys want to be in control, be control of your surrender. If you want to be in control, be control of your trust. If you want to be in control, control of your acceptance. That's the control you have. So for all you control freaks out there, you know who you are. I gave you 3 things you control: surrender, acceptance, compassion, and trust. 4. If you want 5, I can give you alignment. Control of alignment, surrender, trust, compassion, and whatever I said, that 5th one. Who knows the 5th one I said? Alignment, trust, surrender, acceptance, and compassion. Those are the 5. Write them down. Those control freaks, I gave you 5 things you can control. Fantastic, Ren. Andrea, no one will stay on here when I start singing. Share, Steve. I can get the share here too. Okay, Ren, I was just thinking, I hope I'll meet you all, if not this, then in next life. And I'd love to be surrounded by such a beautiful souls. This life, Ren, let's pick this life. Roberto said that's beautiful. So 5 things you can control are: I lost a bet and my punishment is singing karaoke. What an easy song to sing. Oh my goodness. Which song did you pick? R? Steve, sometimes you have to fight through, Manal. Yes, yes. And there's another spell check issue in there. Sometimes the Manal with the E makes me more upset than Manal than with the U, but I'm just playing, you know, that's the onion coming back out. That's the onion. Okay, so everybody's feeling good except Gary's sad. He didn't cry, but you know, you got to lose sometimes. Can't always win. Can't always win. Did anybody cry today? We usually cry once. Did anybody tear up today? Did anybody? Oh, I survived. We'll practice the song, I survived. That's good. Did anybody cry today? Did any? Miriam, I missed the 5. Compassion, acceptance, trust, surrender. Compassion, acceptance, trust, surrender. And alignment, I think, was the 5th one. Alignment. Miriam, do you like those? Do you like them? Do you like them? Andrea, I did not cry. Andrea. Gary, I want to win. Ren, I smiled a lot. Ren smiled. Sandy. Okay, did anybody cry? If anybody cried, Steve, did you really cry? Did you cry, Steve? Anybody? Acceptance, trust, surrender, alignment, and surrender. That's acceptance, trust, compassion. Nancy, the 5th one is compassion. If anybody cried, you need to write it in the window because we're running on a streak. Did anybody cry? I'm going to have to force cry myself. I'm going to have to cry. I have to get some tears out. Did you like my tantrum? Gary, I'm loving your tantrum. Did anybody cry? Did anybody make you tear up? Did anybody have a tear moment? Andrea had a few cries yesterday, so probably dried out. Yes. Oh my God. Did anybody? I don't think anybody teared. Gary, we're losing our streak. Feels like a Manal, 2 tears. Oh my God. Manal, you made me cry this morning with your message, but not during the live. Oh, Valerie, could you not have saved it? Valerie, your messages really moved me today. They're beautiful, and I think you're beautiful, and you're a powerhouse. You're a powerhouse. And I'm going to say it again and again. So the fact that you're able to talk about what's going on internally is an indication of your power, your awareness, your willingness to take responsibility, your desire for growth. Miriam, I did as I lost my mother very recently. Miriam, I send you so much love. Did you cry today during this live stream, or did you cry today, period? I just need to know that distinction. Yes? Oh my God. We've got our streak. Miriam, thank you. I love you. Where are you? What city are you in, Miriam? Beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. And thank you for keeping our streak going. And what made you cry, Miriam? And I'm sorry that you lost your mother. And I just honor her and you and everything. See, Gary, now we're all going to cry. Now, really, Miriam, you're going to bring us all. You're in London. I'm really crying now. Miriam, thank you. Thank you. I love you. Oh, Steve, you just dropped the gang symbol. Miriam, you're beautiful. Oh my God, all of these lives. When you spoke of the death plan, oh my goodness. See, now, Gary, are you happy? I can bring all of us to tears every time. Miriam, thank you for coming clean. This is really important. It's really important. And I'm really crying. I need to run. Miriam, you know we were joking about those death plans. You know we were joking. Yes, it is very important. When my kids were younger, Gary, I hope you're happy. You're ending our inspiration on tears. Miriam, I don't know. It's very important that you came clean with those tears, even though it was about your mother. That's very important. Miriam, when my kids were younger, I knew it was very important to sort of sit down and write down what my death plans are. Did your mom have it or not? As your wishes need to be respected. Yes, Miriam, that is beautiful. It is beautiful. So did you write yours? One of my dear friends, her husband passed recently. I've mentioned it during a few live streams. Many of them actually, because it really touched me, the whole process. It was just so beautiful, so beautiful. And everything, it was a journey. So he had known that he was going to go, and so he had and this was the type of person he was, very thoughtful, and everything was scripted and everything was so beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous, and it really helped me to, like, I want to have, when I pass, I want it to be a beautiful party. I've told my kids before, when I die, I want you guys to celebrate. And then they don't really like me talking about it. We tried to respect her wishes, but her family didn't respect them. Well, Miriam, as long as you did and you celebrated her and you loved her, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful. And I hope that you scripted yours in such a beautiful way too, and that your mom is within you and in your heart and just sort of inspiring you all the time. Miriam, you're making me cry. I will. Okay, you see, Gary. Ashley, this was beautiful. I got to take my little one out to play. You all have a great weekend. I'm sure I'll see you soon later. Ashley, you're beautiful. Thank you, baby. Sarah, hello to you. Rachel, beyond wishes, planning burials are stressful. I buried 2 parents. Death plans leaves one less thing for your beloved ones to think of. Beautiful. Miriam, I will. Hopefully I'm not going anywhere soon. No, Miriam, I think some it will be fun for you to stick around. Sarah, my stepdad who passed last year wanted the same thing. It was a celebration. Yeah, I want to be celebrated. I really, really want to be celebrated. Roberto, this has been beautiful. Thank you. Roberto, fantastic. I'm so glad that you shifted. And Miriam, did you shift positively? Did you have a good shift? Did you shift? Bright colors, yes. Bright colors, yes. Okay, fantastic. Well, you're all beautiful. I feel like so emotionally in such a beautiful way. I was worried. Gary, things just turned on you. Ha ha ha, evil Manal has won again. Miriam, thank you. You don't know how important this was for my streak. You don't know. And then you made me cry. And I bet you Gary cried. I bet you Gary cried. That's why he's saying things just turned. He cried too. Miriam, you brought out the truth. You brought out truth. Do you know how important truth is? That's what you can, 6, if you want to control a 6th thing, you can control truth. Oh my goodness. Okay, you are all amazing. So if you would like to know, Andrea, I so love and adore you, Manal. She says, and I so love and adore you, Andrea. Okay. So what do we have coming up in the future? I am so appreciative of you all because this topic, I was scared. Just like I was scared about dealing with loss, I was so scared about this topic because, again, I want to amp us all up. I don't want us all coming in here and yes, we want to hold each other and let each other speak our fears and speak our things, but speak them from a place of awareness and empowerment. Speak them from a place of strength and being whole. So I was worried, but you all did masterfully, and we all went inside to release in such a beautiful way, Miriam says, you're inspiring and uplifting. Thank you, Miriam. And one of my dearest friends, his name is Miriam as well. So I see you in her. So I was scared. I will not lie. I was scared about this topic. And I said, where are we going to go? Where are we going with this? And we did fantastic. Everybody went in. Everybody was doing what I want, is really going in, willing to reflect on the journey and how to do the 5. Compassion, acceptance, trust. Compassion, acceptance, trust, surrender. And Nancy will tell us the 5th one. So I'm so happy. So happy. Okay, so what do we have coming up? We're gaining lovable people every week. He said, in alignment. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Maureen. Yes, Gary, we are growing. Our community is getting bigger. We have Attaining Your Authentic Life, our group that we talk on after hours for those who want to keep talking. Your authentic life. We are gaining speed and momentum. Boom, boom, boom. Join the group. We're gaining speed and momentum, everything. I loved it when you said share your journey of overcoming to light the path for others. Fantastic, Miriam. That's what we're all here for light. We are light, beautiful light beings. And the more we radiate, the more it brings up everybody's light. And then we just beam light and life. Light and life is amazing. And we're here to be happy. We're here to be happy. But life will happen. And then we learn to understand what that life is telling us and where it's showing us, and surrender. The five. I'll write them down later. So 12/13, which is that Tuesday? Somebody tell me if it's Tuesday. Laughter as a tool for healing. So that little one Gary talked about with 6 and 5 is 11, rather 6 and 5, 7 and 5 is 12. Because he was asking is or are, that was more appropriate, Gary, for next week. So we will talk about laughter as a tool for healing, and I'm really interested. Yes, it's a Tuesday. Thank you, Maureen. You're amazing. So we will talk about laughter as a tool for healing on Tuesday, and we are going to have Ren, yes, we had a bit of that type of therapy today as well. We did. Don't worry, I can read through the typos mostly, unless they're Steve's typos, then I'm like, huh? Steve, help me on that one. Oh my God, on 12/15, which is Thursday, this, I really enjoyed this topic. I really do. Manifesting the life you desire. Manifesting the life. I'm remedial and old, he says, with a typo in there. With a typo. Is that how you spell it? I don't know if that's how you spell it, Steve, but I got you. And I laugh because you're not. Then 12/19, not enough time. Mary Alice asked about time, so I called it not enough time in the day. I'm not sure if it's the time subject that she wanted, so we might see time again in January if Alice isn't satisfied with that title, because she is the one that recommended it. I'm pretty sure it was Mary Alice. Those are what we're going. And then I have a bit of a holiday going on, and I haven't scheduled anything for the rest of December or January. I will decide soon what that looks like. If not, there will definitely be other things and ways for us to engage, because our engagement and connection is everything. It's not everything, but it sounds good. It sounded good poetically. So that's it. That's all she wrote. Everybody feeling good? Does anybody want anything? Any suggestions for future inspirations? Any parting words? Any jokes to anticipate for Tuesday? Any one-liners? Any tongue-in-cheeks? Anything? I'm feeling absolutely control. I'm feeling absolutely control. I'm feeling absolutely content, and feel that today I gained a lot of insight and see the power of our human journey, and see the power in all of you, and your power and your desires for truth totally guide me towards clarity and knowing and loving and compassion and acceptance. So every day, every inspiration, I become more compassionate with the life and our human journey from everything that you share. And then every day I see the strength in all of you. You tell stories and you think that you're suffering, and maybe you are, and there is pain. I'm not ever going to negate the pain on all 4 of the bodies, but I see strength, and I see power, and I see a desire to live, and I see beauty, and I see strength. I see so many amazing things, And for me, it's my pleasure that we get to all play together. It's my pleasure. So thank you. I look forward to seeing you next week, or on Attaining Your Authentic Life. Oh, Gary says I got jokes, so next time, so Tuesday, everybody bring your jokes. Maybe we can, Ashley's gone, so I was going to sort of zinger. Maybe we can give everybody stars on their jokes, like the Gong Show. Maybe we can gong the shows, the jokes, but there's nothing that we can do to gong. There's no gong. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll have fun. So anyway, you're all amazing. Have a beautiful weekend. Love you all. My love. Always. Don't forget to go to my website, sign up for my newsletters, and follow me. Instagram, Facebook, InsightTimer, and YouTube. Thank you.